Jane Arnold's plans to use her law degree on Capitol Hill seemed set when she landed a job with Missouri Congressman Richard Gephardt.
I remember driving across the bridge with, all packed up, ready to move to Washington, D.C. when I was 24, and telling the dog, look back, you're never going to see that again. And, 3 years later, we were coming back across the bridge. Same Saturn, same dog.
She'd come back for a position in Gephardt's district office and eventually transition to private practice.
I love practicing law. I'm very much my father's daughter, and he was a great lawyer, and that's what I've always wanted to be.
Jane is managing partner of Pocinelli's St. Louis office and national chair of the healthcare practice, a specialization encouraged early on by her mentor.
I worked with her on one transaction and then I never let go. She's a phenomenal lawyer, bright person, high energy, and has emerged into a very, very fine corporate transactional lawyer with a healthcare specialty.
Jane is the firm's champion for women's empowerment. While she benefited from a male mentor, she says that's rare. Women comprise at least 50% of law school graduates, but only 20% of equity partners.
It is a rare man who identifies the talents of a woman as being reflective of his capacity to pass on a legacy, as opposed to someone who reminds him of himself in his youth.
Jane jokes that her 2 adopted daughters aren't interested in law. In fact, thanks to binge-watching Grey's Anatomy during COVID, her 12-year-old now wants to be a surgeon.
We see it on TV, and these characters are so powerful and have such an interesting life, and they're so connected to their work, and they're really making a difference. Like, hey, you've been watching a lawyer practice for 8 hours a day every day for 4 months. Did it occur to you that might be interesting? And she's like, yeah, no, that's absolutely never going to happen.
What does make Jane happy is that her daughters take for granted that they can have a career and a family, and much more.
Wouldn't it be great if all little girls grew up thinking that women could be incredibly powerful because they've always been surrounded by incredibly powerful women? I mean, that's what I hope for them.